And we're back. So, and now we're doing...
Oh, a condor.
I've got problems with condors. Problems with condors.
Oh my god, part of her hands! They're floating!
There you go. The animalities are when a character turns into an animal and, well, does this, basically. There you go. Ha! So Cyrex turns into Jaws, apparently.
I guess.
Who can swim through the ground?
Because it's an energy shark, you know.
As for Ermac, turns into a frog.
Oh!
Whoa!
Let's see what Jade. I actually like Jade's in particular. There you go.
Kitty!
Cat.
That destroys you.
Quite
Adorable.
a cat.
Someone saw Holy
Yes.
Grail. As for Jax,
A lion,
Oh, a lion.
I guess.
yep.
Nice.
It's so nice.
Well, more
Well,
like
I've heard of
Easter.
Eye of the Tiger, but Fist of the Lion?
Sure, why not? Let's see what
It's
Johnny
the-
turns into.
Kangaroo. Because
Oh no, Kangaroo Jack! He was the one that played
Kangaroo
Kangaroo
Johnny.
Jack in that movie! Fun fact, Kangaroo Jack was actually a last minute thing.
Yeah, I know.
Caval turns into
A
What?
skeletal rhinoceros.
a skeleton rhinoceros. Okay.
Of course,
Okay.
that's what I would associate Kabali to.
I'll admit, I actually do have a soft spot for the Kangaroo Jack movie.
Giant spider.
Oh! And
Which
he...
hugs you.
Okay.
And look, it looks so happy. Come on.
Animality.
Alright, that's for Kitana.
Oh,
Oh, she's
Now
really
that,
killer
now that is straight up Holy Grail.
Dang, so gruesome they don't even show you what the end result was. She probably
I don't
nibbled,
think it's for the faint of heart, Joe.
Alright,
probably
Kung Lao.
nibbled his... Oh.
A
Puma?
a panther, a puma, what? A feline.
Puma Lao, he flies the Cameron.
Who's next?
Well, we all know what
Oh,
Liu Kang's
okay.
animality is. Yeah, there you go. His,
That's the
Right.
dragon of the logo.
his fatality from the second game got turned into his animality, which, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes, talking wood.
Alright, Melina. A
A
skunk.
skunk. Of course, Melina, which has, razor sharp teeth, turns into an animal that doesn't. Weird.
Well, people say that Melina's vile and disgusting, so it's appropriate.
I guess.
And
of course,
non-wolf turns
a
into a
wolf.
wolf, of course.
Of course.
I mean, this one is probably the one that makes more sense out of the cast.
They should have turned him into a coyote just to say, fuck you.
Noob Saibot.
He turns into...
Ed Boon?
An
Nope.
anteater.
An anteater.
Weird.
So, is Mortal Kombat secretly a furry game?
Judging by the combination, maybe elephant.
Elephant.
Elephant,
by-
the elephant!
It's a tiny elephant from that Looney Tunes short.
Judging by the association between each fighter and the animal that they turn into, I guess not Deji.
Raiden.
An electric eel.
An electric
of course.
eel, yeah, okay, yeah.
Who blows you up via the rear end. Oh, I wonder what reptile turns into.
A monkey.
A monkey. Of course,
Monkey.
we will call reptile in the title.
My guess is they didn't want to be obvious.
On purpose.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
Okay, now
Alright, and Scorpion turns into a penguin
A penguin.
with an exploding egg.
Lovely.
Sector. giant bat.
bat.
A giant bat. We can stop here. This is bat country.
It drives me bats.
Love that show.
Alright, Chansung turns into a...
A snake.
He goes full Jafar on us. Well, he is a sorcerer.
Might as well.
So,
Might as
yeah.
well.
Shiva. Shiva is the one that actually turns into a scorpion. A giant scorpion.
I the idea that they had like it associated the animal, but then they scrambled it just for the sake of it. Because, for example, the elephant used a sonic wave, which would be more fitting for stuff like Sindel.
Speaking of her,
Instead, it turns into
a giant bee.
mosquito?
A giant bee, I think.
It looked like a wasp.
A wasp.
Insect, whatever.
Okay, continue. Smoke. Smoke turns into a bull.
A ball, which would have been more fitting for Jax, for example. Yeah, I get the idea that we were just scrambled and reassociated just for the lulz.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Alright, human smoke.
He becomes
A porcupine.
A porcupine.
well done.
And Sonya becomes
A bald
the
eagle.
bird.
An eagle.
Taste freedom.
Yes.
Oh boy, what kind of animal Striker will become?
A T-Rex.
T-Rex!
Dinosaur.
Of course!
You know, you don't deserve to get to turn into something as awesome
I
as a
really don't
T-Rex.
understand this. Really don't.
Sub-Zero.
I
Specific.
can think of a joke, but it'll become incredibly
Oh,
tasty.
polar
Polar
bear.
bear.
Polar bear.
bear.
Yeah, that makes
See,
sense.
this actually fits better. Oh, it just humps you to death.
No, actually more like he eats you to death, like he was clearly eating him.
He humps and eats out.
Baraka.
Damn!
So what does Baraka become?
Nights with Molina might be crazy.
Oh, no, I forgot. We're doing friendships now. So there you go. I love what Shokan says.
Friendship again.
Wait, friendship friendship again? We already did these in the previous game.
Shuffle that boogie, man.
You see, a friendship is more disrespectful than a fatality.
It's basically, yeah. It's,
You're not worth killing.
It's the grandpa of dabbing on your opponent, essentially.
Yeah.
She got
Oh.
she got turned into her animality.
Friendship. Friendship.
Wait,
It's
how is
adorable.
that being friendly?
It's better than being killed, I guess.
That's something, Dwibs. Not killing someone, that's a friendship.
That's not how it works, Jade.
Well, she has
She's
a
magic.
pogo stick too.
I guess if it
On
works
your
for
pogo
good,
stick. Your pogo stick. Ah.
If it works for Scrooge McDuck, I guess it works for everyone.
As for Jax, jump rope.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be
not-
appropriate if he did jumping jacks instead?
It's not the saxophone from Mortal Kombat 11, but it's still pretty cool.
As for MK2 Jax,
Yeah, the paper origami.
Wins. Friendship. Friendship again.
all right, Johnny Cage. Of course.
To my best fan. I love how it
It's-
covers most of the photo.
You know, Pedro, it's funny you did that with Sonya, considering how the two later have a kid going on.
I wonder if she'll return in the next game.
Cassie, probably.
Yeah.
Among the cast of the new, she was the one who was better received. So
And Jackie.
Oh yeah, Jackie was awesome.
Kano.
Remember the other two guys that were in Mortal Kombat 10?
I prefer of the bunch. I preferred actually Takeda.
Friendship.
Pretty cool for me, but he didn't return in 11, sadly.
Takeda's the one with the dad that was blind, right?
No, that's yeah, you're right. It was
Fucking bubbles.
Bob.
There you go. This friendly enough for you.
Again.
But it's more friendly than being turned into a rabbit.
Kung Lao. Oh, I love this one.
Yay, go get it!
Oh,
Nice
Oh,
catch
no.
with the maul.
Yeah,
Now,
that's the
did
thing.
you kill the dog again?
that's
Damn it.
that's my favorite friendship. Just because I love the dark,
Kung-Lao
I love the
kinda
dark humor
forgot
of
that
it.
his hat was razor sharp.
A rabbit out of the hat. Ha 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 ha.
Katana, is that you?
Maybe.
Friendship again.
Friendship.
Liu Kang.
I do not tolerate friendship here.
Look at the shadow puppets.
Wow, that is some amazing handwork, all things considered.
Melina.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
She really is that
Hey.
repulsive.
Vanity.
Friendship. Friendship
Oh,
again.
okay then.
That's for Nightwolf?
It turns into.
No, but I
Raiden.
know how to do a Raiden transformation. Yeah, I never understood this friendship.
Me neither.
I guess they ran out of ideas.
I feel like there's some secret meaning to it, but I don't
So what's
understand
new,
it.
please?
Oh. Damn it.
Oh,
Not quite a full
Very
strike.
Close.
Friendship. Friendship again.
So, Rain, what's yours? Oh, of course.
raindrops keep falling on my head.
He's a purple ninja named Rain, and he's the Prince of Edenia. Hmm?
Haha.
Look, I hate to run.
Kid Thunder! Yay!
Yay!
Kid Fonda 2.
Friendship. Friendship again.
Very good.
Jesus.
Reptile wins.
Scarality.
Friendship again.
Oh, okay.
Friendship. Friendship again. Sector.
Yeah, you get to play the
I guess
Strength game.
I guess the implementation of the Linkway robotics work on that. What the hell is that?
It turned into a
A
bird.
toy.
It turned into a toy, I think. I don't.
First thing I probably turn into like a mantis or a grasshopper.
Shiva.
Yay!
yes plate
Nice
spinning.
ass shot.
Shiva wins.
Is anyone able to do that?
Friendship again.
It
that-
requires a lot of concentration, but I've seen someone who can do it.
I won't be able to do it.
It does require a lot. It's not easy at all, so don't blame yourself.
Friendship. Friendship again.
Yes, well, yeah, again. You've been seeing it a bunch of times.
Just okay. Just because
A giant vuvuzela? I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Defality.
Human smoke. No smoking allowed. Ha 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 ha.
Friendship. Friendship.
The way it's moving.
Sonya.
That's lame, even as a friendship.
She goes full Stanley
does a
from
solo-
Troll in Central Park.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yep.
Friendship again.
Alright.
Sub-Zero.
cute.
Friendship.
I mean, it makes sense. So
Now for classic Sub-Zero.
it's a snowman. Don't be scared. Come on. With the reptile or the skeleton, I could see that, but
Friendship again.
Oh, the Babalities are back too.
Babality.
That's ugly.
Well, he's a Tarkatan. What did you expect?
It's more concerning when the Lin Kuei cyborgs have become babies.
Well, actually, there's 3 Cyrexes right now on screen. That's the irony part.
Ermac wins.
By the way, Cage is dead right there. See? On the.
Yeah.
Also, Beran.
I don't know who that is.
She doesn't seem very impressed.
Babality.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, again, much like with MK2, they did not spend too much time on this. Again,
At least you can tell that they were having fun.
Oh, that is also Dej taking the piece out of all the soccer moms who said, "Oh no, this game is too violent." You know,
Yeah, that was the main reason why Mortal Kombat 2
both the
introduced.
friendship and the Babalities.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 introduced these specifically as you know, as
a joke or countermeasure against
Yeah.
the backlash.
Yeah, thank you.
It also apparently worked again when they introduced the friendship for 11 because you know, remember during development of 11 there were apparently some reports that some developers felt they were a bit too much, even though again the subject is, if I want to save it for that game actually. But apparently that was what inspired Ed Boon also to promote instead the releasing friendships as you know, a free update. Which said that developers actually were more happy to work on. And I get to say, both the abilities in MK9 and the friendships of MK11 are pretty creative. Again, with each game that passes, the way the finishers you know, evolve, it's more and more detailed, surprisingly. Even the more silly stuff like this. Still not impressed.
And of course, Kung Lao
They
was.
keep their hats.
Yeah, they
Because
do.
we need to differentiate the character. See, for example, this is a different Kung Lao.
Yeah. You know, though, considering all the multiple time travel shenanigans that goes on in this series, I'm actually surprised we haven't never seen, at least I don't think so, the original Kung Lao.
The Great Kung Lao? No, not yet, at least, if I recall correctly. Maybe they did it for one of those weird spin-offs live-action series when nobody watched, like Conquest. Let me check just to be sure.
So, Pedro, please tell me this ends with you posting a clip from the Mortal Kombat TV show with Sonya saying, "It's combat time!"
Sorry, Dad, we already covered Defenders of Realm, and I think it was enough.
Yeah.
So what's the show like?
It's terrible.
Boring.
Well,
it's boring at best.
Defenders of the Realm is just basically the most generic video game-based cartoon you can think of.
Yeah.
It's basically
Even
a
worse than
checklist.
Street Fighter.
It has basically a checklist in
Seems
trying. It doesn't. Well, okay. At worst, the Street Fighter cartoon at least has some quotable lines or some mimetic value. It doesn't, aside from combat time, maybe. Then the Defenders of Realm doesn't really have anything because it has pretty much a lot of cliche list. It has the villain of the episode, you know, conflict but never resolved. The catchphrase, the characters having a base with vehicles they ride on because we wanted to sell fucking toys. A bunch of OCs do not steal but appear out of nowhere, like an eagle dude in the final episode that comes right the fuck out of nowhere, you know. people that get mentioned but never referenced ever again. So there's that too. Like, again, there's some minor potential, but never enough to evolve properly.
Is it as entertainingly bad as the Darkstalkers cartoon or Captain N?
No, not even in that kind of way. Oh my god, I was joking, but apparently the Great Kung Lao does appear in Mortal Kombat Conquest. Ugh. I get the idea there might be some special quotes if you, depending on the costume that you wear, or... Oh no! Yeah, I forgot! Since it involves time travel, Great Kung Lao appears for the Aftermath story expansion for MK11. That's right, we actually get to meet him. But I don't think it's for a long time. But again, that's the thing. Great Kung Lao is more of a figure that's there for backstory purposes. Again, it's someone who challenged Goro, lost, got killed, and that's why Kung Lao wants revenge.
Shang Tsung wins.
Babality.
I see he went for a bit of a phase as a baby.
Alright, let's see what a baby Torkatan. Sorry. Shokan looks like. My bad. Still not amused.
Babality.
Oh, that hairdo. Again, Bride of Frankenstein and all, but still, jeez.
Smoke wins. Babality.
Alright, next one. Clearly we're near the end.
Yeah.
Well, at least for the Babalities, when we need to see the arcades endings.
What's your favorite Mortal Kombat game?
Mine?
For me?
Trilogy.
Hey.
This one.
For me, okay. For the original timeline, I'm gonna go with Armageddon. For as much as it was that it had, the sheer amount of fan service and the roster are enough for me. But for the new timeline, it's like 11 is the refined version of it. But so far, I think X had a bit of a better roster in a way, even though 11 has expanded considerably. There's still some very staple that are not present. Again, it's mind-boggling that despite everything, despite all the combat packs, Reptile is still not in the game. I really don't understand why, because it's always been part of the main cast. But technically speaking, I guess 11 because it functions better. Because X had a problem, but at least for me, where they had a smaller roster, that because each character is like 3 different variations that have basically three pre-configured movesets that have some
Anyway,
special.
Rain fights valiantly for the Emperor Shao Kahn, but it would be Khan's own stepdaughter, the Princess Kitana, who turns his reign against him. Like Kitana, Rain's origins also come from a realm of Edenia. He learns that his father was once a general in Edenia's army and died at the hands of Shao Kahn himself. He rejects the truth about his history. He joins Kitana in aligning the Earthrealm warriors. But his allegiance comes under question when he mysteriously disappears during an extermination squad attack. To prove his loyalty, he embarked on a suicide mission to destroy Shao Kahn and end the menace once and for all. Okay, as for Noob Saibot's ending, at first a passive observer, Noob Saibot would soon receive orders to side with the evil Emperor Shao Kahn. Saibot's leadership in Earthrealm wants him to join Khan's battle to gain his trust and gain entrance into the Earthrealm. When Khan drops his guard, Noob Saibot is ordered to attack with both the Earthrealm and the Outworld. The fallen Elder God, known as Shinnok, can take both realms and gain the power he needs to strike back at the Elder Gods, who banished him into the realm.
That guy.
We'll get back to this in Mortal Kombat 4. That's the basic. So that's the one Noob Saibot serves. When his little deceased soul restored, Johnny Cage finds himself fighting alongside his friends once again. This time he seeks revenge against the extermination squad that took his life. But during their battle, Cage learns that if they win against Khan, his soul will again be deceased when Earth reverts back to normal. Knowing this, the movie star embarks on a one-way mission to destroy Shao Kahn. His determination fuels his fellow warriors as they embark on one final onslaught against the evil Emperor. The Earth Warriors emerge victorious, and when the realms revert to their normal state, Cage bids farewell to his comrades as his soul leaves to a higher place.
Not really.
At least it's not making another sequel.
When Baraka's failure to apprehend several Earth warriors nearly results in Shao Kahn's demise, the Nomad finds himself fearing for his own life. He falls out of favor with his Emperor, and realizes that it's only a matter of time before Khan reenacts revenge. Baraka remains loyal until the opposition from the Earthrealm has been defeated. When Khan is in a weakened state, with his battle with Raiden, Baraka strikes. The respondent Emperor is no match for Baraka's attack. Then, fearing reprisal from those loyal to Khan, Baraka escapes back into nomadic ruins, from which he came.
Also, tiny hand.
Cyrex is captured by Sub-Zero and reprogrammed with new orders. Destroy Shao Kahn. With Khan unable to detect the assassin's soul's presence, Cyrex delivers a successful sneak attack. Basically, all the characters from the original MK3 that had these kinds of endings, these endings were preserved in Trilogy. But after eliminating Khan and saving Earth, Cyrex awaits new orders from his Lin Kuei quarters. They only used the text rolling thing for the new characters that weren't in the original MK3. The orders never came, and Cyrex malfunctions. He ends up stranded in the middle of a vast desert, blindly heading towards the... There we go, that's why he's in that level.
He's like, hey, come on!
He was like, I'm walking
Sonya
here,
defeats her
but you got
arch-enemy
Sam
Kano high atop a skyscraper near Shao Kahn's fortress. She then comes face to face with the Emperor himself. In an incredible display of courage, Sonya wins.
Fatality.
I don't know, we haven't seen that.
Flawless victory.
When the world returns to normal state, Sonya has no trouble convincing her superiors to form the Outworld Investigation Agency, devoted to protecting, I'm guessing, Earth from other realms.
Doesn't ring that much.
The Earth against possible future invasions from other realms. So there you go, the Outworld Investigation Agency.
OWEA. Again, as an acronym, it doesn't work.
No, not really. When Outworld and Earth merge, Raiden finds himself battling Shao Kahn without the assistance of the other gods. The Thunder God must transform into a mortal in order to exist in the combined realms.
Because the other gods are a bunch of jackasses.
That's what it always happens. Again,
That's a constant.
When he does this, he puts his own immortality at risk, but Raiden has always found ways of foiling Khan's plots. He guides the chosen Earth warriors in battle against the Outworld Emperor's armies, then finally faces Khan himself. So, yeah. The powerful beings fight until the very core of the Earth is shaken, and Raiden emerges victorious. By the way, is it Raiden with a Y or an I? It doesn't seem to be any consistent.
Just call him Jack.
We already have a Jack, so that might be a bit confusing. When Shao Kahn overtakes the Earth, he needs Shang Tsung to help locate the surviving humans. There you go, Teo. That's the excuse we're going with.
Why not? Also, that's Mug.
Granted new powers, he soon discovers the Dark Emperor's true plan. As soon as the remaining warriors are disposed of, Khan will take Tsung's own soul.
No, really?
You're kidding, right?
Is anyone in Outworld without a backstabbing chronic disorder?
After learning of this, Tsung turns on his master. He catches Motaro off guard and then defeats Shao Kahn.
Oh well.
Even as the goatee for the backstabbing.
But before the Earth can return to normal, Tsung takes all the souls as his own. He will forever rule Earth with his own brand of evil. So this is the Have a Nice Day ending of the game.
Pretty much.
So Shang Tsung gets the Have a Nice Day ending 2 games in a row, basically.
Why not? Considering he's one of the more prominent bad guys, why not?
Kitana evades the evil clutches of Shao Kahn and escapes into the unknown regions of Earth. She survives an assassination attempt by the vile creature Reptile and allies herself with her one-time comrade, Jade. And that's right there, that's Sindel before she got turned evil, basically.
Yeah.
Together with the help of Earth's warriors, Kitana reaches Sindel and turns the queen against her emperor. With Shao Kahn defeated, the Earth is changed back to its original state as Kitana's realm of Vidinia. So as you can see in the original game, Sindel is actually older than Kitana, as she should be. She will be forever in debt to her friends from Earth as she rules the new realm of Vidinia at Queen Sindel's side. So there you go.
Forget about the father, it's not important.
I actually think there's like whatever. When Shao Kahn lets Kano live, he fails to realize the resourcefulness of the scheming human. Kano lures Khan's army away on a false mission, then nukes them using a stolen weapon.
Because he loves that.
He fights the remaining warriors and finally defeats Khan himself. Khan's true intention is to take over the souls which Khan once possessed, but Kano is unable to control the spirits as they escape and attack him. Probably should have thought this through!
You think?
Rumored to have suffered a violent death, Kano was ignorant of the fact that he saved the world he tried to conquer. Irony!
No.
Scorpion is inadvertently released from his damnation in Hell when Khan's plan to overtake that realm goes awry. Free to roam Earth, Scorpion is enlisted by the Emperor to aid him in his quest to destroy the Chosen Warriors. But as we all know, Scorpion is not exactly keen on alliances with evil emperors. But his allegiance to Shao Kahn falters when he discovers one of the Chosen Warriors to be Sub-Zero. Scorpion has vowed to protect the former ninja as restitution for killing his brother, like we talked about in the second game. Shao Kahn finds himself the victim of his own scheme as Scorpion is forced to turn against him. He destroys the Emperor and the Earth is returned to normal. Scorpion finds himself once again roaming the pits of hell, only to one day rise again. Whenever Mortal Kombat 4 comes in, of course.
Of course.
In vicious battle, Sub-Zero faces Cyrax and Sector, but not alone. He finds his third Lin Kuei assassin, the elusive Smoke. Not that Smoke. I mean the cyborg. His name is Smoke because he smokes, okay? Just before automation, Smoke and Sub-Zero were allies. Sub-Zero helps Smoke recall his past and gains him as an ally once again.
Nice.
Sub-Zero defeats the cyborg assassins with the help of Smoke and finds it takes all his own inner strength to defeat Khan and his Outworld minions. So basically, they defeat the cyborgs and like, you know what, while we're at it, why don't we just defeat Shao Kahn and his army? Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not? We've got nothing better to do.
At least the longer pauses gives you more time to breathe.
The former ninja once again disappears into the shadows, his legacy known only by a select few.
The greatest story never told.
That's the thing, Blips. The original arcade endings that got ported into this, yes, they're fine, but these are one of the ones that are quicker. Before this transformation into a cybernetic assassin, Smoke was one of the Lin Kuei's finest ninja. It was during this time that he came to know his greatest ally, Sub-Zero. When the Lin Kuei decide to automate their warriors, the two attempt to escape. Attempt is badly written, but whatever. While Sub-Zero successfully eluded capture, Smoke did not. He would become a robotic nightmare, his soul trapped inside a living machine. A living machine? In his human form, Smoke was a fierce warrior. In his mechanical body, he is even more lethal, but his true form is that of a human. One he'll know, and for some reason, this ending is cut in the last line, I don't know why. Reptile is ordered by Shao Kahn to find and kill Kitana. He is successful in completing his task, but upon returning, finds himself shunned by the Emperor. The Emperor, you know Shao Kahn, not being a complete asshole to your employees might stop them from turning against you, just saying. Shao Kahn promised Reptile that if he was successful that he would resurrect Reptile's race. Shao Kahn never had any intention of fulfilling his promise.
Yeah, you see? He never learns, does he?
Nope. Enraged, Reptile turns against his master and defeats him in battle, but by killing his master, Reptile destroys the one chance to ever know his true race. Unless, of course, you watch Chameleon's ending like we did 2 parts ago. Because in Chameleon's ending, he's the one that tells Reptile of who their race was. The second time Jax battles the forces of Shao Kahn, he comes prepared. Thought to be the strongest man on Earth, he has no problem proving it. First by beating Khan's armies, then by defeating the Emperor himself. When the world reverts back to normal, Jax and Sonya start the Outer World Investigation Agency. Jax runs the Exploratory Division, which learns to open portals through science rather than magic. He leads the first expedition into a mysterious new realm. So there you go. Basically, his ending is basically Stargate.
I hope it's not the Defenders of the Realm.
Stop. Oh, sorry, I figured the Netflix show. My bad.
When Melina is murdered, she finds her soul is reborn in an evil place called the Netherrealm. Here she accepts servitude to an almighty god known as Shinnok. It is Shinnok who allows her soul to be reborn in the Outworld. Her loyalty to Shao Kahn is replaced by her fear of Shinnok. Mileena plots to overthrow her own father. The ability to read Kitana's mind and predict the Earth's warrior's motives enables Mileena to set up her father's downfall. We keep hearing about this Shinnok guy. I wonder who he is.
I wonder.
When Kahn is weakened by the onslaught of attacks, Mileena takes the opportunity to destroy her father and allow Shinnok to step forward and take both realms for his own sinister purposes. So, Sector. After eventually terminating Sub-Zero, Sector is attacked by Shao Kahn's army. Unfamiliar with the Outworld warriors, Sector fights back. He targets Kahn and all Outworld beings as threats to the Lin Kuei. So basically, after achieving his goal, he gets attacked, so he decides to just strike back, basically. Kahn's minions are no match for Sector, who fights his way into the fortress. Once inside, Sector initiates his self-destruct sequence.
Oh.
Yeah, it tends to do that.
The resulting explosion is so massive that it closes the portal and returns Earth back to normal, because that's how it works, apparently.
Just explosive shit.
How do you close a portal? Explosion!
I'm pretty sure there is an instance where I've already seen such an occasion.
And here's the actual canon ending. After thwarting Shao Kahn in the past, Liu Kang finds himself the main target of Kahn's extermination squads, but Kang is the reigning Mortal Kombat champion and proves it by easily defeating Kahn's minions.
And then he dies in the next game.
Actually, it's in 5 that he dies. But it's the apparent death of his friend Kung Lao that enriches Kong and enables him to find the strength to defeat Shao Kahn. We have one more game before Liu Kang dies, Deji.
Bites the bullet.
And then comes back as a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they killed Kung Lao! You bastards! Then, before the portal closes, Liu Kang is greeted by Princess Kitana and thanked for saving the Earth and the Outworld. So, there you go.
And then
Jade makes the decision to assist her longtime friend Kitana. She thwarts an assassination attempt by Reptile against the princess and fends off other Outworld enemies. Jade's endings are usually just alternate versions of whatever Kitana's endings are. So
Because the two are bodies, essentially.
this clears the path for Kitana to turn Sindel against the Emperor Shao Kahn. With Sindel removed as an enemy, Jade finds herself facing the Emperor in combat.
With a K.
She defeats him, and both Earth and her former homeland of Edenia are transformed to their original states. Jade has earned herself a place alongside the great heroes of Mortal Kombat. Well, to poor literacy is cool. So.
Yes. It was the 90s after all.
While Shiva serves her master on Earth, her race of Shokan are being punished on the Outworld. Khan now favors Motaro's race of centaurs and aids them in defeating the Shokan. I have this Shokan as one of my most trusted employees, and at the same time, I'm completely mistreating her race. This will in no way go wrong for me. After learning of these events, Shiva turns on her master. She defeats Motaro and in a rage brings down Khan. In freeing the Earth, she also frees the Outworld. Shao Kahn, plan better. Seriously. She then returns home and works to restore the pride and respect of her race. Does that ever happen to... Does the Shokan ever get a break in this series at any point?
Not really. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. When Khan invades Earth, Kung Lao must scrap his plans of reuniting the White Lotus Society. He instead must focus on the new tournament. He seeks Liu Kang, and together they battle Khan's forces fearlessly. So basically, in Kung Lao's ending, he stays alive. Both of them stay alive. Using the knowledge he obtained as a Shaolin monk, he fights in the name of his great ancestor, the original Kung Lao, which for some reason has yet to show up in any of the games. You'd think they would have explained it. I'm guessing maybe they were planning on having a mythologies game about him back when that thing was supposed to be. He emerges victorious but suffers from injuries during battle with Khan. Believed to have passed away, Kung Lao joins his ancestor in a new life. Well, wait. So he emerges victorious, but suffers injuries. Okay, he's believed to have passed away. Okay. Smoke was once a friend and ally of Sub-Zero when they both tried to escape from being turned into machines by their ninja clan. But see? Notice how they just said that the Lin Kuei are a ninja clan. Keep this in mind for a line that Sub-Zero says in mythologies.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But Smoke is captured and transformed into a cyborg with a mission to find and kill his old pal. That's the thing, Jova. Apparently Midway forgot their own lore in mythologies, Jova. Let's just put it this way.
Whoopsie.
Smoke is captured and transformed into a cyborg with a mission to find and kill his old partner, blah blah blah. Tragedy. But Smoke soon finds himself being pursued by Shao Kahn's minions. He learns that he still has a soul, and his true mission is the destruction of the Outworld invaders. I love how Smoke is the only one whose soul survives the automation process, because, you know, he's a special snowflake, I guess.
Of course. A special Papa Smoke.
He defeats Khan and saves the world, but is forever trapped in his artificial body.
Oh no.
Indeed. Alright. Nightwolf helps other Earth warriors escape to his sacred land. Once there, they regroup and form a plan of attack against Shao Kahn's invasion, which is actually kind of in line with Defenders of the Realm, actually. Huh. Interesting. I guess that Cartoon Network...
Except Nightwolf is not the tech guy.
True.
Yeah,
Nightwolf has trained hard from this battle.
Nightwolf.
Finally faces Shao Kahn and emerges victorious.
They turned Nightwolf into the tech guy, Jova, for some reason.
For some reason, even though it makes no sense for him to be the tech guy. When the Earth returns to its normal state, Nightwolf peacefully regains the lands of his Native American people lost over many years. They establish their own proud nation and soon become the great leaders of Earth. Yes, Jova?
I guess it's to try and give him hidden depths.
Okay, but give him traits that make sense, though. Sindel receives visions of her true past and turns against Shao Kahn. I mean, hold on.
Castle of Grayskull, apparently.
I mean, will Phoenix Wright gain more depth if I give him the trait that he's secretly a furry? I mean.
Well, technically, you would give him hidden depths with that.
She
I
discovers
would question the practicality of those hidden depths, but those are technically hidden
Yeah,
depths.
There you go.
we will actually never
Oh,
see King Gerard
yeah.
and the flashbacks until MK Armageddon.
The basic point is, Kitana's father used to be known as Gerard. They were once the rulers and Sindel's original husband, but Shao Kahn killed him and took over the kingdom. But now, thanks to Sindel, everything is back during Dory. And that right there is Kitana when she was a child, right there.
With a terrible haircut, Jesus.
So yeah, Edenia and Outworld are now freed, all thanks to Sindel. Thanks, Sindel.
Oh, nice.
And when Khan finally eliminates his opposition, he finds a new and surprising foe in Ermac. The Outworld souls that give life to the warrior did not trust their tyrannical leader, who planned to consume the powerful life force for his own power. So yeah, Ermac is a collection of souls from the Netherrealm, basically. Even Shao Kahn's power was no match for the overwhelming strength of the legions of deceased Outworld warriors. They destroyed their master in a battle that devastated the entire realm. Ermac was left behind to rule it with his own brand of oppression. Have a nice day. Having been killed in the first tournament, Sub-Zero this is your G Sub-Zero seems to say he's supposed to be killed in the first tournament, but somehow seems to have emerged to win the first tournament out of Vandemand. Are shocked to discover the true identity of this warrior, a warrior who has long been missing from a previous Mortal Kombat and one who will return in the fourth tournament. This is not canon because we're gonna learn later that they have other plans for Classic Sub-Zero. Ignorant of why his soul was spared from the Outworld invasion, Stryker receives a vision from Raiden. He is instructed to travel west. You will go to the Outworld. He eventually meets the rest of Earth's warriors and learns the true meaning of his survival. He travels back to the city he swore to protect. Khan is unfamiliar with his new combatant and is caught off guard.
I guess so.
Stryker defeats the warlord and saves the entire planet. The chaos that consumed the city in the hours before the invasion are gone. My guess is still they wanted to have someone who's more of an average Joe for a change, rather than have some kind of they only have martial artists and supernatural beings. You know. After returning from near death, Cabal swears revenge against his attackers. He fights alongside the other Earth warriors. When he defeats Motaro and the mighty Shao Kahn, he proves that he is truly the chosen one.
This image reminds me of one of those I have two mood, the nicest people you ever find around.
Before the invasion, Cabal lived a life of crime. He was once a member of the Black Dragon along with Kano. Now Cabal devotes his life to fighting injustice. He will give crime's inner circles a new reason to fear. So basically he becomes Batman.
Pretty much.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That was the Supreme demonstration. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, final thoughts on Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Jova.
It's a pretty fun game by the looks of things. It compiles a lot, so it's got that nice ultimate feel to it. Repackaging in things people either loved or hated, like everything is here. It seems like it, story-wise, raises the stakes as a sequel should. Yeah, overall, it feels like the total and complete package. Well done.
Alright, Dwebs.
Looks alright. I mean, again, I'm not exactly. I know I sound like a broken record, but seeing as I'm not really versed in these games, I can only go off you guys' word and what I'm seeing on screen. I mean, it looks alright, and I mean, the lore, what little we get of it is interesting enough, especially the ones that aren't canon.
It's one of those things where, okay guys, you want Johnny Cage, you want Human Smoke, you want Classic Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 3, well there you go. Keep in mind, we're gonna have to completely come up with the most ridiculous aspos to have them in the story, but there you go.
To be fair, honestly, I prefer it that way rather than just killing them off, because...
Yes. Now please go away.
Alright, Deji.
Looks nice. I might try it later down the line. Although I could have sworn a few months ago that there were listings for a Mortal Kombat Trilogy release, but I guess nothing came of it.
That's the thing, Deji, and that's the thing, Deji. Like, in terms of when it comes to re-releasing their back catalog, the Mortal Kombat franchise has been very, very unlucky in terms of doing that kind of stuff. The most we got was the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection in 2011, which was terrible.
It was done by Other Ocean, the guys who did eventually Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist and the medieval PS4 remake.
I guess they probably were rushed as fuck to do
Probably.
that. But basically, the re-releases Mortal Kombat 4 has never been re-released. Same thing for the PS2 era. Like, when it comes to playing the OG Mortal Kombat games, you have to most of the time resort to emulation, which is stupid, but whatever. Carry on.
Yeah, it does look nice, and I'll play it down the line. Which console did you play this on, or did you
Trilogy? When it comes to playing Mortal Kombat Trilogy, I recommend playing on the PlayStation 1.
Alright.
Because the Sega Saturn version does not have Chameleon. The Chameleon is exclusive to the N64 and PS1 versions.
Gotcha.
Aside from that, anything else, Deji?
Nope.
Okay, Teo.
Sure. It's pretty much what he said at the beginning. It's a good celebration of the sprite-based trilogy up until this point. I still think the Babalities kind of underwhelming, but again, like we said, it's probably just for developers having a laugh. The animality is actually a good addiction if they bother to actually, being themed. I don't remember. No, we haven't brought them back yet onto the modern timeline, because I get it being they're really just too much. But I get the idea they might be on their way, like maybe in MK12 or something. We'll see. As for the size of the roster and then their the arcade endings, again, it's pretty cool stuff. My favorite for this game, this set of games, is Raid, actually. I don't know why. Among the ninjas, it became actually my favorite. So I know that I've been kind of passing by first Raiden, then Kung Lao, then here. And even for the modern timeline, I'm more settled towards Aaron Black, one of the new additions. But no, Brain is pretty cool for me. So I prefer, whenever I play one of the versions of his game, I prefer to play as him.
Well, if it helps you, Teo, when I do Mortal Kombat 5, aka the Alliance, I'm going to be using Raiden as the primary, mostly because of how Deception opens. I mean, might as well.
Obviously. But again, still cool stuff. And again, it's also a nice send-off to the Sprite Trilogy. Or it would be if there was another game in the meantime. But first, Pedro, go ahead.
Yes, Mortal Kombat Trilogy is my favorite Mortal Kombat game because it's basically, like Teo said, it's a celebration of the original sprite-based games that I grew up with, and it's just so awesome to have all the characters in one game. I've played this game ad nauseum back on my PS1, and I still love putting up here and there, like including for this purpose of this commentary, and it's just great because it's exactly what I want. Like, because Mortal Kombat 3's gameplay is, in my opinion, I am aware that it's an unpopular opinion among MK fans, as the better gameplay of the trilogy. So having the Mortal Kombat 3 gameplay with all characters up until that point is basically, is basically MK heaven for me. So it remains my personal favorite just because of everything that it was, and how it manages to pretty much completely go out of its way to do everything it needs to do. Not to mention adding in all the extra stuff, like all the characters that didn't have finishing moves were added for this game. It's the definitive way, I would argue, of experiencing MK3 outside of the intros. The only real problem that Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 has in terms of its story is the new intros that like we saw in this commentary, the original MK3 had those pictures and all that cool stuff like MK2 did, but for some reason in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy, for whatever reason, instead of just keeping that original intro, they replaced it with a text scroll with a boring font for no real good reason. All you have to do was just reuse what you already had. Seriously, but whatever. Technically, making that text scroll technically cost them more money than just reusing the original opening, and I don't think anybody would have complained if they reused the original opening. I don't get it. But at least the endings were preserved, I guess, so there's that. But yeah, but whatever. You can just watch that intro on YouTube anyway. So basically, it's not a deal breaker. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is still the best way to experience the third Mortal Kombat game. So great. All right, and that was. However, that's the thing too. We are not quite done.
No.
With the sprite-based Mortal Kombat games, because we have one more to go through. What is
Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy?
No,
we've already covered that.
We're talking about original games, not ports of arcade games. Basically, everybody, tune in next time when we play what is, in my honest opinion, the worst Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Sub-Zero. This is not going to be pretty.
No, brace yourselves.
See ya.